Welcome back to Riverdale Public Library. I'm Miss Helen, and today we are starting our summer session for afternoon crafts. We'll be running it in June and in July. Before we begin, though, I just want to remind everybody that the summer reading program will officially start on June 29th, but you can sign up online now. There are two ways to do that. You can download the Read Squared app and log in. If you participated before, you just log in. Look for Riverdale Library. So within the app, you want to find Riverdale Library, and then sign up for this year's program per age group. And if you already have a login, then you're ready to get started and just sign up for this year's specific program. And after you sign up, though, we encourage you to come to the library to pick up books. All of our programming will be done online this summer. However, I am here Mondays and Tuesdays, and I will be available then to help you pick out books, to recommend books, help you find them. And you can also come in, and you will see in the display case when near the entrance, you'll see the prizes you can earn. And you will come get prizes as you earn them from me or one of the other librarians. And when you come in after you sign up, I recommend that you come pick up our reading list sheet for this year. As you can see, this year's theme is Tales and Tales. And because we're talking about animals and tales, I made this year's bulletin board with a peacock. Now, as you know, a peacock has a really big tail with lots of feathers. So if you have signed up, please take one of these. You'll find them out front or in the children's room. Put your name on it. Leave it with me or on the desk. You can color it. I'll leave some crayons there. And I will be adding this peacock tail to the peacock on our 2021 summer reading bulletin board. So you got two things to get. You've got the reading Tales and Tales reading list, two sides, and the feather. But you're going to color and write your name in there. Write your name right here, and leave it with me, so we can add your name to the board. Okay, so let's get started with today's craft. Today we are going to make, since we are talking about Tales and Tales, we're going to make an animal with a tail, and this animal is a chameleon. And we will use pipe cleaners to make that chameleon. You will need pipe cleaners and googly eyes. And this is what it looks like. So let me go over exactly which pipe cleaners you need, what to do with them. First thing you'll need is for the main part of the body and the head, you'll need a green pipe cleaner. Doesn't have to be green, but green is preferable. And you're going to make a little loop in the middle like I did. Okay. Then you can take another green pipe cleaner and cut off about 2 inches each. Well, let's see, cut off a piece and for about 2 or 3 inches, then bend it in half and cut it. These are going to be for the feet. You'll need a red pipe cleaner for the tongue. Cut off a couple of inches there. And since chameleons usually have a number of different colors, we're going to add another color pipe cleaner to the mix. Pick what you want. This one I used blue. Today as I demonstrate, I'm going to use yellow. And the last thing you will need are googly eyes. Here's one. And some liquid glue, and of course scissors to cut the pipe cleaners with. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to show you, here's our result. We're going to start with the head of the chameleon. And the way to do that is take your long green pipe cleaner, make a loop, and then take one end of the loop and start winding it around, but leave a little bit of a loop there. And we're just going to keep winding it around the loop. So. And now we have our chameleon head. Right there, okay. And the rest is going to be the body and the tail. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our short green pieces and we are going to put it across the area just below the head and twist it around. Actually, before we do that, we will move up the ends so that it stands better. That's what I did with them, just like that. Okay, and now we're going to twist it once or twice around the area just below the head. And then we can adjust the feet later so that it stands up. But actually make sure it's even, because otherwise your chameleon will be a bit crooked. So I'm going to start this over so it's even. Once this way, once that way. And now you've got something that looks like this, but we're going to shape it into feet later. Okay. So now we have the body, and we are going to take our other color, and we're going to make a loop. Okay, you could use your finger, you could use a pencil or a straw to make a very loose loop. Actually, markers work, a thick marker works well. So we're going to keep it a little open. And now you have something like that. Okay, and when you pull it off, looks like a spring. Okay, and now we're going to put the spring around chameleon. Actually hook, and maybe take one end and close it around the head area. Okay. And then we are going to take the end of the green part curl it around. This time you're going to curl it tightly. Just hold it between your thumb and your index finger until you have a nice tail for your chameleon. And next, we're going to add the other 2 feet with that small piece of green pipe cleaner. And you're going to do the same thing with the piece you did just under the neck, just under the head. Lay it across the long green pipe cleaner. Cross it one way, fold it one way, cross it the other way, until you've basically tied it around the area before the tail. Now, next thing you can do is you can even add some more color, like I did with the other one. And again, take your marker, wind it around, but this time you're going to make it a little bigger. And then you can slide it across. You can slide it through the rest of the chameleon, gently, gently. Until you've pulled it all the way across the body, or part of the body at least. And that way your chameleon has a little more color. Loop it around before you get to the tail. Okay, so now I've added some color. Now you can see he's not quite the shape we want him to be. And this is where you get to adjust your pipe cleaners. Okay, pull this one through and that one through. Okay, but the feet are still a little crooked. Okay, so this is where you take your chameleon and you turn the head and you turn the tail so that they are the flat parts are facing you. Now you're going to take the feet. Okay, let's start with the front feet. And you're going to take a tiny bit at the end, just a teeny bit, and fold it. You see that teeny bit up front? And you're going to do the same thing with the other foot. Okay. And then you're going to go to the back feet, do the same thing, turn up a tiny bit of the end of the pipe cleaner, then a tiny bit this end, and then push the feet down a little. Push the body up a little, so it has kind of a arc to it. Fix the head again. I just keep pulling these guys up because, you know, a real chameleon actually arches its back a bit. Okay, so now you've got a chameleon that can actually stand up. Let's put it on the computer mouse. Okay, but we have to add the eyes. So at this point, take your googly eyes. Actually, before you do that, if you have like an extra piece of pipe cleaner. Oh, wait, almost forgot the tongue. Sorry about that. Let's do the tongue first. So you're going to find a place on the head that you can tuck the tongue into. And since we wrapped it around, there's a few places it can go. Okay, so I'm going to tuck it in right over here. And then I'm going to curl, just like we curled the tail, I'm going to curl that tongue. There you go. He's ready to catch some food on the side. Now the last thing we're going to add is glue. So I'm going to take a dab of maybe the end of a pencil, end of a paintbrush, take some liquid glue, put it right where you want the eyes to be. Do one side at a time. And then you're going to take one eye and put it right where you want it to be. And you're going to turn to the other side and do the same thing. Take a dab of glue. Take your other googly eye. Stick it on the other side. Don't forget, give it time to dry. To add some more glue. Okay, let's get our eye and other side. Okay, there we go. And we have our chameleon. Again, you can push up the tongue a bit. Push up the body. And there we have it. We now have 2 chameleons. So have fun making your craft. I will see you next week. For the next 2 weeks, we are going to use polymer clay. And if you are signed up, I can leave a kit for you to pick up with some clay in it. And we're going to make what I call book lollies, or book lolly marks, or lolly bookmarks, or bookmarky pops, however you want to call them. We're going to use polymer clay to make some very cool looking bookmarks. And we will be making one kind on June 10th and another kind on June 17th. So I look forward to seeing you then, and enjoy finishing your craft. Again, I'm Ms. Helen from Riverdale Public Library, and I will see you next time. Bye!